it tends to be the news that we get from the newspapers or the established corporate media, whatever you want to call it. People call it dinosaur media, the corporate media, the legacy media.
Old media.
The old media is the one I use. The word
I've been using it for the last 3 weeks. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Old media.
That's wonderful. Well, we've got to be quite positive as well, because there's a generational thing. So my parents, obviously, they have a very different relationship of trust with the old media, but the younger generations don't. They have a much more kind of they haven't got that sort of broadcasting brand reputation that we had. So you grow up with certain brands, you trust them and you rely on them.
Yeah,
they become a really big part of your life. And we were born in the 70s. Yeah, I was born in 76. You were born in 74. So we grew up listening to the news for hours every day, and you cannot underestimate the programming elements of that. It was where we went to. It was our go-to place to find out what was happening locally, nationally, globally. But that is not the situation now for those younger than us, especially under 30, and people are older than us. Yes, they're the ones with a lot of money probably still controlling that's narrative within the legacy of all media. But the money will flow to truth. It will flow to where people will more convinced. Generally as a society, we want good things to happen. We want to protect the vulnerable. We want to progress. And I think that if the flow of money and advertising money is going to a biased legacy old dinosaur media, that when that generation die, which will happen, I think the money will then flow to a fresh new media, which is run by independent journalists, citizen journalists, and they can't keep, this is what's happening, which I've really noticed a big shift in the last 2 years. There has been a massive shift, in particular against the BBC. I definitely see it and feel it, especially after the election. And anytime I tweet about the BBC, obviously because I used to work for them, there's this unbelievable amount of anger. It's like,
it's venomous almost, isn't it? The way
especially because our generation, especially because we had them in our lives and they were such a big part of our lives, and then we had Jimmy Savile, and then we had Rolf Harris.
It's like finding out the love of your life has been cheating on you for 20 years. That's, I wanted to...
Isn't it? And it is such an important point, and so many people feel it. But all I would say is the BBC is starting to feel it. The BBC is starting to feel it, and there is massive pressure. And big BBC personalities like Hugh Edwards and David Dimbleby are addressing it, and they are feeling it, and they're not liking it, and something's got to be done.